Adobe Lightroom has some awesome effects that can help us make our photos pop. In this video, we're going to take a look at the effects of texture, clarity, how we can dehaze our images, work with grain and vignettes. We launch Adobe Lightroom, we click to access our camera roll, and we choose our next photograph. We know when we click onto our adjustments, we can begin all of our work by adjusting the light. We can give a little bit more punch to the whites, to the blacks, work with the exposure to create an interesting image. To see what it looked like before, we can hold down on our screen. We can see before and after. As we work with our image, there are other things that we can do as well. Let's open up the effects. If we want our image to have a little bit more punch, we can up the clarity of our image. We can dehaze our image a bit. Holding down our finger, we can see before and after. Under our effects window, we also have texture. We can take our texture slider and move it on over and enhance the texture on this plant. When we look at photographs, grain appears as specks that we see, in particular when we would look at film photography. We are working digitally. Let's take a look if we were to add grain to this image. I take my two fingers and I zoom in, and I'm going to up my grain all the way, and I see the grain look to this photograph. Now, I'm not going to keep this there. Under the effects, we have one more option, which is vignette. When we take our vignette, we can add a white vignette, and we can go the opposite way and add a black vignette. In photography, a vignette is reducing the image's brightness or saturation towards the periphery of the image, on the edges of the image. We can see now that our focus very much is on the center. I'm going to look at my before and after. I take my finger, I hold it down. There's my before. Here is my after. Working with the effects, I've created an interesting image.